Hello, everybody. If you can hear me, let me know. Go ahead and comment in chat. If you can hear me, let me know where you're calling in from. I am currently in beautiful North Carolina, and would love to. Really, really excited here today to go through LaunchBoom Live. I've got some amazing topics. I've actually got some really awesome guests here today. So we're gonna have some really, really cool guests. We've got 3 different guests popping on. I am so excited to go through the agenda today. But again, if you can see me, if you can hear me, if I'm coming in loud and clear, go ahead and just hit that comment button, put a 1, say yes, all that other fun stuff. If you can, that would be awesome, because I definitely want to make sure that you can hear me loud and clear. So again, we're going to start this off with a little bit of an introduction as people are starting to hop on, letting me know that you guys can hear me. And let's go through the content that we're going to be delivering today that you guys are going to learn about. So first things first, of course, as you know, each of these is broken down into 6 different parts, right? So each LaunchBoom Live, we've got 6 different sections. Each section is broken down by 10 minutes, and so you know that there's going to be some awesome stuff here today. So again, just awesome. So thank you so much for letting me know that you guys can hear me. And so if you guys are enjoying this, if you're liking this, please if you're on YouTube, subscribe, share this with the world. Let's get this out here. If you're not part of the Crowdfunded community on Facebook, please come join us. It's such an incredible community, and I love the fact that everybody's just so willing to support one another. It really, tickles my heart to see everybody just jumping up to provide feedback and provide support. And so that's where this is really hosted out of. So a lot of the topics, the winners, all of that stuff is all coming from the Crowdfunded community in Facebook. So really cool. Was originally part of the Crowdfunded Summit. And if you don't know what that is, definitely Google it, check it out. We've got another one coming up next year. But yeah, let's jump into the agenda for today. So first, of course, introduction and announcements. So really exciting. That's the section that we're in right now for the first 10 minutes. After that, I'm going to be going over the 5 levels of customer awareness and how to talk to them. So really excited there. I can't wait to also share with you who wrote this content. So this was actually given to me by somebody else, and I can't wait to tell you about that awesome person as well. Number 3 is working with LaunchBoom. We're going to be joined by Will Ford. He is the president of LaunchBoom, one of my co-founders. He's awesome. He's successfully launched and exited 4 different businesses. And so he's a wealth of knowledge. He is just such an incredible individual. Love him with all of my heart. He's an incredible partner. And I'm just really excited for him to kind of share like what LaunchBoom's all about. And the reason why I asked him to hop on today is just because a lot of people don't necessarily know all the ins and outs of LaunchBoom. And so figured, you're here, you're watching LaunchBoom Live, you should probably know a little bit of our history, a little bit of our past, what makes us special, so that if you do want to work with us, you'll know that if we're a good fit or not. And of course, we've got amazing services for everyone from people with no budgets to massive budgets, $1 million campaigns. Number 4, we're going to be digging into Affiliate Marketing 101. So I'm going to be joined by Shelby from Kickbooster. I'm so excited to have her on here. She's going to be talking about affiliate marketing, why it's awesome for crowdfunding. It truly is. And if you don't know what Kickbooster is, you're in for a massive treat. If you have a live campaign right now and you are not on Kickbooster, you need to get on Kickbooster. You need to. It's like free money. Like, why wouldn't you do that? Yes, it has cost, but like it's so worth it. So definitely we're going to be talking about that. Number 5, Mark Pecota is going to be hopping on, best-selling author of the Crowdfunded book. It's incredible. It's the namesake of our community, of the summit, all of that. He's also the CEO, co-founder of LaunchBoom. He's also a wealth of knowledge, and he's also going to be joining me for the last section, which is the Q&A, and we're going to be talking about the giveaway. So I'll be telling you guys who won from last week, and I'll be sharing kind of what we're going to be giving away this week. So if you stay until the end, you ask some really great questions. We will be you'll be able to potentially win something this time next week. So I've got 4 more minutes here, some other announcements. So I am getting married, so which is really exciting. So I will be out next week. And so really, really excited to have Joe Papirny hosting next week's LaunchBoom Live. So next week will be, again, same thing, same time here, but it will be hosted by the incredible Joe Papirny. He's just a wealth of knowledge. If you haven't seen his free training, definitely check it out. If you'd like a link to that, just comment and I'll send you a link to his free live training. It's literally incredible. It was one of the most popular events. It was so popular at the Crowdfunded Summit that we added a second one. So yeah, so thank you so much for the congratulations. So really, really, really excited about that. But yeah, so without further ado, let's jump in. We've got a little extra time here before we move into the next section. So I am just going to jump in to the next section, and let's do this. So for this first section, again, I'm talking about the 5 levels of customer awareness and how to talk to them. So this is really, really important, not just during your campaign or pre-campaign, but also for e-commerce. So if you maybe have an e-commerce brand, this is going to apply to you. If you're thinking about doing marketing, this is going to apply to you. This is awesome because it's high level. So if you're a CEO, you're the creator of a product, you need to know this. Because it's going to help you identify kind of how to position your advertising for maximum success, and not just from an advertising perspective, but also your social media marketing. This can be applied to your email marketing. This can be applied all over the place. So this is awesome. So I didn't write this. I didn't even design this. So this whole section that you're about to see, I didn't do. It was actually created by the incredible Justin Arkaki. He's the director of crowdfunding at LaunchBoom, close friend of mine. He's incredible. So he is just just incredible wealth of knowledge. He's leading our crowdfunding team at LaunchBoom and is just such a fantastic leader. And he absolutely cares so deeply about every single one of the projects that we're launching, and is by far the best person to deliver success to a campaign. So he's awesome. So he leads our entire team of campaign strategists and campaign managers. He touches everything. So he's awesome. And so he actually wrote and designed. So if you think this is a very hip, beautiful little deck for you in the next 10 minutes, well, this is the man to acknowledge. So it's Justin. And so if you know Justin, you're definitely blessed. He's awesome. So let's get into this content that Justin put together and share it with you guys. So one of the largest mistakes that marketers make is using the same messaging for everyone. So again, as I said, like, who should be listening to this section right now? CEOs, marketers, everyone. This is so important because selling a product, having a successful crowdfunding campaign is all about messaging and communication. That's what marketing is at the end of the day. It's just all communication, social media, advertising, all of that that's all it is communication. And so you need to tailor your content based on how familiar people are with your brand and where they are in that customer journey. And so what we're going to look at right now is we're going to look at the different kind of like, okay, well, what is that kind of customer journey? What are the 5 different kind of types of people that we want to talk about? And again, we're not talking about personas here, right? So you might have heard about, like, if you're in LaunchBoom Academy, if you're one of our students, then you've heard, or one of our clients, you might hear us talk about personas. And so the difference between what I'm talking about here with this kind of content versus personas, because personas does add a layer of complexity, and it does add like a new layer, because you want to make sure that, like, again, you're not using the same messaging for everyone based on how familiar they are with your brand as well as with that persona. So those are 2 pieces, and we're right now, this next 10 minutes is just focused on tailoring content based on how familiar people are with your brand. And so there's a whole other spectrum of this, a whole other kind of like lesson that would need to be layered on top of this, which is now, how do you communicate with different personas? And to give you that in like less than 15 seconds. It's based on understanding who that person is, like a really good friend, and communicating to them on their level. That's the persona stuff. But right now, again, we're talking about different people, or 5 different kind of types of people based on how familiar they are with your brand. And so here are the 5 different levels of customer awareness. So number 1, we've got unaware. They don't even know they have a problem. They don't know, they don't know anything about you. Second is problem aware. They know that they have a problem, but they don't know that a solution to the problem exists. Next, we have solution aware. So understanding the results they want and that solutions exist, but haven't heard of your specific brand, product, or service. Right? So they know that solutions exist, but they're not necessarily choosing you. And then they're product aware, which is they're familiar with your specific brand and solution, but they're not sure if it's the best choice for them. So they're still like not sure. And then most aware are the people that are familiar with you, familiar with your brand. They're ready to buy. They're hungry. Maybe even they already bought something from you, right? That would be the most aware, making up words here. And they need something just to push them over the edge. So maybe they're on the edge, maybe they've purchased from you and you want to push them over the edge to purchase again, or they know everything about you, they could tell you everything about who you are, but they haven't quite pulled that trigger yet. And so they need some support, a little bit of a push, kind of going to the next level. So let's dig into each of these so we can understand what they are. So first is unaware. So you need to educate these people on their problem before selling them your solution. So they might not even know that they have a problem, right? This is the most difficult market to convert, but the most scalable because it is the mass market. It's like everybody, right? And again, as we dig deeper into these levels, another fun way to look at this too is what is your return on ad spend? And so the deeper you are in the funnel, the better your returns will be. The higher you are in the funnel, the lower your returns will be. And so it's when you kind of combine all of these that you start to kind of understand your overall return on ad spend or your overall ROI. And the brands that win are the ones that can go as high as possible. So if you have a brand that's able to really engage the people on the unaware level, those are the people that are okay with like a 1x return on ad spend or a 2x or a 3x return on ad spend. They're going to beat people that need to focus on the most aware. So again, those are kind of a side note talking about how advertising layers over this, but hopefully I won't confuse you. I'm going to stay focused on this. So again, more focused on the communication. So here, we're selling an ultra-thin wallet, educating people on how sitting on an uneven surface can misalign their spine and cause back pain, can create a market out of people unaware that was a problem. It's like, hey, I have back pain. I don't know why I have back pain, but I do. Oh, it's because I have a wallet that's like this thick. And so again, as you can see from this ad, that's a huge wallet in your back pocket you're always sitting on. It could be causing that huge wallet in your back pocket you're always sitting on could be causing back pain. Ditch the bulge while carrying 8 cards and cash with a stealth wallet. So again, this is somebody who didn't know they had a problem. Now they do. Next, we have problem aware. So these are prospects that know they have a problem and they need empathy. So show them that you understand their pain and guide them to it. So that's really what we're looking for here. So this is an indoor garden ad showing people you understand their pain points and have a solution, which is, again, what these prospects need. So missing your fresh herbs and veggies during winter? Meet Roto Farm, a beautiful indoor garden that grows automatically all year round. So again, it's like, hey, you're missing you have a problem. The problem is that you're missing your fresh herbs and veggies, right? You know that you have a problem. And then now it's like, well, you're guiding them to a solution. So next we have solution aware. So these prospects know what they want, they just don't know about your solution. So you're trying to show them why your product is better than your competitor, right? Everyone knows what a mattress is, but Purple stands out by writing about what makes your mattress special, right? The Purple grid is non-toxic, hypoallergenic, durable, and handcrafted in the USA. Our science is your comfort. So they know the solution, right? The solution is I need a better mattress, but now you're identifying why your product is a better solution than your competitors. And then you have people that are product aware. So they know that these people have heard of your brand and your product, but they're still comparing you against other solutions. Now you need to show them why you are the best. So hit them with reviews and testimonials that will reassure your audience that your product is the right choice. So here's here's like a great example from Casper. They said it, not us. Unbelievably comfortable, ridiculously supportive, sleeps the coolest, delivered right to your door. It says there, honestly, guys, Casper is the best ever. 10 out of 10 would recommend. So again, you're like, okay, cool. We can see where somebody is in this process, and we can now feed them content and advertisements. Because again, it doesn't always have to be ads, right? It can just be social media content. It can be PR posts and articles and things like that. But now that somebody is product aware, now we know, okay, now's the time to show them social proof and all that other fun stuff. So if you're in a LaunchBoom Academy student, you're watching this, then you may have heard of things like, the consumer-based brand equity pyramid and Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Those will all be things that either if you're in LaunchBoom Academy, you'll be learning about there, or we may cover things like that in these future LaunchBoom Lives. But those are all tools to help you understand how your product lives within the minds of a consumer. So super cool. So finally, you've got one last level, which is most aware. So most aware prospects already know everything about your brand and are ready to purchase. So these are email lists, previous customers, all of that. So really the biggest mistake for these people is saying too much. They don't need more education in your product. Just give them a deal and let them convert, right? So you can see Razor did a fantastic job here. Get up to $1,000 off today on the Razor Blade Pro, free next business day shipping, easy returns, 1-year limited warranty. And so what we're doing here is, of course, we're giving them a reason to like tip across the line. Maybe if they bought a Razor mouse, they're awesome, by the way. Maybe now you want to get them to sell them a laptop, right? So maybe that's kind of the case there. But you're also alleviating potential concerns, right? Like free next business day shipping, easy returns, 14-day no risk, 1-year limited warranty. So by sharing those things, you're also you're both pushing them over and pulling them over by helping alleviate any concerns that they may have. So really, really, really cool. So that's it for that content. Now to bring on the man, the myth, the legend, Will Ford. And so really, really excited. So Will, give me a thumbs up if you're ready to rock. Awesome. I'm gonna bring you on screen. How's it going, Will?
Tom, doing great, man. How are you doing?
Doing awesome. We just talked about 5 different types of consumers, and now we're excited to learn more about LaunchBoom, dig in, and share all of that. So I'm actually going to remove this kind of like this whole screen thing so you can just see us. It's just going to be us talking, so we're not going to have like a whole deck or anything like that. And we're just here to talk to you guys about like, what is LaunchBoom? How can LaunchBoom support? What services does LaunchBoom have? And Will, I know you're a wealth of information. Anything else that you want to share with the community?
Yeah, Tom, well, thanks for having me today. It's been a long time since Tom and I have been working together, building LaunchBoom. It's been the most fun I've ever had in my professional career. And the main reason is because of all the people around the world that we're helping. There's so many entrepreneurs, business owners all over the world that are always looking to launch new consumer products. And believe me, launching consumer products is not easy. It's really, really hard. And Tom and I, we spent the last 6 years building the best product launch system, the most effective product launch system. And what I love about what we do today is that we actually further mitigate the financial risk exposure for all of our clients looking to launch any new product. Even if it's a client that Tom and I have worked with for the last 6 years, every time they come to us with a new prototype, a new product, we always make them take it through our test boom, our test process first, so that we can validate whether or not the demand's actually there, whether or not backers are going to back and support these projects because they're really interested, they want to own these products. So the beauty of our system is, I always tell everyone, fail fast, fail cheap when it comes to launching any new product idea. Why? Because I'm the guy who's been on the other side. Before crowdfunding, I was the guy who had to come up with, at least 100,000 or more to figure out tooling, manufacturing, to then come up with a clever, creative marketing strategy and plan. And then I would always be so anxious before I'd launch, because if my launch didn't go according to my plan, then there's a good chance that I was the guy upside down before I even got started. And what I mean by that is I would have already had to start my manufacturing, and I would have always tried to place the largest volume order possible so that I can get a better price break with economies of scale per unit. I can get a better profit margin. And there were a couple times where I placed a large order, my marketing didn't work out, the demand wasn't there, and then I was stuck with a bunch of inventory that I couldn't move. And it's not a fun place to be, which is why I personally love crowdfunding so much. Kickstarter, Indiegogo, it really is the best place to validate any type of consumer hardware, any type of consumer product. What I love is the fact that you can validate demand so much faster. You can literally do it with a lot less risk. And the way Tom and I do this is we have further mitigated all the risk on every new deal because we spend about 2 months on average just testing a new product through our full advertising system before we have any of our clients commit more time, more capital, more resources into a full partnership on the launch. The reason we really do this is we don't want to have our clients commit a bunch of time and money if we're not going to be able to drive a big enough outcome. Because if you don't have a big enough pre-sale, when it comes to manufacturing, it's really, really tough to place a larger order with your manufacturer. Because if you don't place a large enough order, you're going to pay a lot more per unit. And it eats into the margin, it eats into the marketing cost. You got to take into account the advertising costs. And at the end of the day, the numbers just don't work. So the beauty of what we do here at LaunchBoom is we literally do the heavy lifting first. We do the hardest part that every marketing agency wants to avoid. We figure out the messaging. We figure out the positioning. We figure out where your audience actually is, who your customers are. And we do this over a 2-month process. And it's a lot of work. And the reason we do it is because it's smart business. If you reverse the roles, and if I were looking to launch a new product, I'd love to say, hey, Tom, here's a smaller check. Here's my prototype. And in 2 months, Tom, tell me whether or not I'm sitting on a winner or a loser. And I hate to be that blunt, but in some cases, that's the truth. And now with our Test Boom program here at LaunchBoom, we literally can figure out exactly what that outcome is going to look like before we have anyone commit more budget, more time and resources into our full crowdfunding system. And really what our goal here is as an agency at LaunchBoom, it's to set these deals up so that when we turn them on and we manage them for our clients, we know we're going to have a 6 or 7 figure outcome. That's basically how the LaunchBoom agency works. Now, let's just say we go through this testing process, and let's just say that our advertising system doesn't scale, which means that we're not the right partner to manage the product launch as an agency. Why? Because we're probably not going to get a big enough sale to justify the extra cost and expense to work with our agency. If that's the case, well, we have a great solution. It's called LaunchBoom Academy. This is a $2,000 license, and we'll give our clients a free license that didn't pass the test so they can still launch on their own. We'll give them all the intel, all the content generated from the test, so it's easier for them to launch on their own. But what it usually means is that they're probably not going to raise more than $100,000 in pre-sales, which is okay. That's okay for a lot of people. They still can validate demand that way, but at least we're putting them into a better model that's going to allow them to continue on and be successful with that product. So again, that's from a high level kind of who we are here at LaunchBoom. We work with entrepreneurs in 43 countries outside the United States, entrepreneurs within all 50 states here in the United States. And again, we've done this hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. So again, the more we continue to do, the tighter we refine our system, our process. We're always looking to maximize returns on every dollar that we plug into our advertising system so we can help our clients be a lot more successful. One more thing I want to note, Tom, I know you've got a tight schedule today, but we have an awesome team. So yes, our system is the best system in the industry. It was a team effort to get here, but more importantly, we've got an even better team. We have 52 full-time people today at LaunchBoom. We've doubled our business this year, which is crazy considering we just went through a pandemic. And we have awesome members here at LaunchBoom that actually care and want all these projects to be super successful. So anyway, when you come here and work with us at LaunchBoom, whether it's the academy side or the agency side, you really are working with the best and the brightest, and we're going to give you the best chance of success. So Tom, I know I've been dominating the conversation. Any questions for me before I jump?
No, that was awesome, and it's so cool too because they got to meet Justin physically, but my last section was all created by Justin. So they got to see his really beautiful picture, but being able to, and then they're going to be greeted by Mark later today. We literally wrote the book on crowdfunding. It's the bestseller when it comes to like you want to learn how to have a successful crowdfunding campaign. Well, we wrote the book on it. Mark wrote the book on it. You're going to get to hear from him later today. And so super cool. And so I know we do have about 3 more minutes. I don't necessarily have any, I guess I do have a question for you, Will, and that's if, let's say I have a campaign I'm running right now. I just launched on Indiegogo, right? Or I just launched, can I work with LaunchBoom? Is it too late?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great question, and we get asked that question every single day. You guys at LaunchBoom, a lot of times people will launch before they know about us, especially first-time campaigners. And by the time they get to Indiegogo in demand, usually their project has slowed down. So there is an opportunity for us to step in and drive some live ads, leverage some of our backer audiences, and help you guys significantly lift your campaign. So again, we can drive a lot more sales while you're still on in demand. It's an advertising partnership. We call it Ad Boom, more aligned with our branding. But it's definitely an opportunity for us to get in there, show you that we are awesome advertisers. But then what we really do is we really set the expectation when we do that work to then become your e-commerce partner. So once we, I always tell entrepreneurs, like once you're 30 days away from like shipping your product to the end backer, to the consumer, that's usually where we'll look at taking down your Indiegogo in demand. And then we'll redirect all that traffic over to your e-commerce site. So what we do at LaunchBoom is we have an e-commerce division. We have an incredible e-commerce director, Clint Donaldson. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to custom build your e-commerce on Shopify. And then we have a full 12-month marketing calendar all built out where we have all sorts of like monthly promotions. We are super aggressive on the marketing side. And we also continue to remain your partner where we'll do, new video content, new marketing content specific to those monthly promotions, holiday promotions, because it's all connected at the end of the day. It helps our digital marketing perform even better. So what we usually see happen is when we transition from Indiegogo in demand over to e-commerce, we actually see better returns. We call it scale boom here at LaunchBoom because we can scale your business so much faster. We can generate much more profitable revenue for you over a longer term period of time. So it's really kind of fun about where we've come over the last 6 years working together, Tom. Is it's awesome the fact that we've mastered the crowdfunding industry, but now we're also the masters at the e-commerce industry. 100%. So it's all fluid, it's all connected. So at the end of the day, we really are becoming more and more of like the outsourced marketing partner for all of our clients worldwide.
100%. And so that's it for time on this section. But Will, thank you so much for hopping on and going over this stuff. If you guys have any questions or again would like to hop on a call with Will, another member of our team, just go to launchboom.com. I'll post a link in chat there, literally launchboom.com, and then head on over to hit that apply now button. You'll be able to schedule a call with our team. But Will, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure and excited to see you on the next one.
Tear it up, Tom.
Take care. All right. Hope you guys are ready for what's next. Shelby, give me a thumbs up if you're ready to rock. All right. How's it going, Shelby?
Going great. How are you, Tom?
Going amazing. Right on time. I'm so excited to dig in. So for everybody who doesn't know who Shelby is, Shelby, would you like to give a quick introduction, a little bit about yourself, a little bit about Kickbooster, and then tell everybody what we're going to be learning today?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Shelby. I'm the marketing strategist at Kickbooster. And if you haven't heard of Kickbooster before, we're a software company that builds different tools to help project creators raise more and manage less throughout their campaign. So unlike LaunchBoom, we're not an agency. We just build the actual software. So it's a bit more of a self-serve model, but works really well with different campaign efforts to help you really bolster all of your marketing efforts and drive more pledges. So the tool that we're best known for, though, is our referral marketing program, which is what I'll mostly be talking about today. So with that, I think we can actually just dive right in.
Awesome. So again, feel free to because I'm in control of the slide. So if you want to just say next slide or something like that, feel free to go for it. And I'm so excited to learn about what is affiliate marketing and why it's awesome for crowdfunding.
Sounds good. Perfect. So before we actually dive into why affiliate marketing is great for crowdfunding, I think it's important to cover what it actually is in the first place, just in case people aren't aware. So affiliate marketing goes by a couple names. You might have heard like referral marketing or even influencer marketing is used sometimes. And what it is a sales and marketing strategy where you as the project creator can incentivize and encourage your backers, media partners, influencers, or really anyone else you're working with to promote your campaign, to get them to actually push it in exchange for a small reward when their referral turns to a pledge. You can go into the next one there. So this model works really, really well for crowdfunding, and the next couple of slides will go through why. So first thing, you only pay for results with referral marketing. So what that means is that you don't pay for like clicks or impressions, like other things that you would typically be charged for in other digital marketing efforts. With referral marketing, you're only actually paying a commission when a click on a link or whatever it is turns into a valid pledge. So we can go to the next one there.
Yeah, may I add something in there too?
Of course, yeah.
It's awesome too, because it's like, why to pay there's a lot of times there's a lot of risk in like hiring an influencer or something like that to give them $1,000 to promote my product. How do you know it's even going to do well, right? This, you're now aligned with whoever's influencing to make sure that the results are there. Look, there we go. It's virtually risk-free.
Perfect transition to the next point. So affiliate marketing is essentially risk-free. So like Tom said, instead of paying that large upfront sum or trying to negotiate some sort of pay per post with an influencer or even with a media outlet, you're only paying when you get those results. So the risk involved for you as the project creator is extremely low. On top of that, you're only actually paying for the pledges that actually go through. So
right.
Looking at just Kickbooster, because that's the only one I can speak to, we don't actually charge the commissions when the pledge that was referred has failed, or if the card comes back as being fraudulent. So you're only ever going to be paying those commissions on pledges that successfully come through. On top of that,
that's huge.
If you're using the all or nothing funding model, if for whatever reason your campaign does not reach the funding goal, you're not having to pay any commissions on the pledges, which is a really, really big one too. Because of course, you're not going to want to pay out those commissions if you're not actually able to move forward with your project. So it's a risk-free marketing strategy that you can do.
Why wouldn't you do it? It's crazy.
Yeah. So next one there. It is one of the highest converting forms of advertising. So I think the stat, something like people who refer customers to a product or a store see a 4 times higher conversion rate just through that word of mouth marketing. And the reason being is that people trust referrals from people that they know and that they've built rapport with. So when you're able to get an endorsement from a trusted influencer, or even just like a backer that's acting as a friend to someone else, it goes a lot further than an impersonal e-blast from like a purchase list or just other forms that some people try out for their campaign. Next one is that you actually get to decide what you pay. So the commission rate that you offer your affiliates is ultimately up to you. We see people typically offer around the 10 to 15% mark, but it really depends on your project and the cost of your actual reward tiers. So we have some people come through with rewards that are around the $1,000 mark, in which case a lower commission rate is totally reasonable because you're getting a larger payout from that. Whereas if a reward level is closer to like the $30 mark, you might want to consider a higher commission just to incentivize those affiliates to actually push it. Next one is that you can get quality content created for you. So if you're working with influencers or content creators, it's in their best interest to actually produce their best work to be able to promote your project. They don't actually get paid unless their blog post or blog or whatever it is able to convert results for you. So they're going to put the work into it, or else they don't benefit from it either.
Yep.
Next one is that it increases your chances of getting media coverage. So that's a big thing I know that a lot of campaigns focus on during their pre-launch stage, trying to find press that will give them that first launch day boom, I guess you could say. And using a referral program is a great way to actually incentivize them to write about the project, because they know that they can get something in return, and really helps you stand out when they have a huge stack of press releases that come across their desk and you're the only one that's actually offering them something tangible for producing that article. Next one there is that it's a great way to incentivize and reward your community. So you spend a bunch of time building up this community of backers, and backers just love talking about the projects that they support. They're typically super proud about it, and they want to tell people that they've gone ahead and supported this project. So affiliate marketing can help you capitalize on that post-pledge excitement and really give them an incentive to go and share with their own networks and community your project, and actually speak to the reasons of why they chose to support you, which might just be enough to convince someone else to go and support you too. Next one is that it allows you to tap into new audiences. So unlike some forms of advertising where you're having to pay to get in front of certain people, affiliate marketing allows you to get in front of audiences that you're not necessarily directly spending money on. So this could just be a referral through word of mouth in a household. It could be through a personal email. There's a lot of different ways that your affiliates can communicate, and they know their own audiences best. So they'll choose the mediums and the types of messages that they know will actually help drive results. So it's a lot more effective in trying to tap into those other audiences that you might not otherwise have access to. And it also helps you build an army of advocates. So your affiliates actually act as ambassadors of your brand. It's in their best interest, again, to speak positively about your brand, because they're trying to help you drive those conversions and those pledges. So they can be used to drive pledges during your actual campaign, but then you can repurpose the community that you've built to help you continue driving pledges during in-demand, or even e-commerce if you end up transitioning to selling online. You can take that community and really empower them to help be ambassadors of your brand. And lastly, it is very easy to set up and run. So again, can only speak to Kickbooster, but it takes minutes even to set it up and super simple to use. The only thing you really have to worry about is promoting your program, but otherwise we really take care of all the logistics, like the tracking, the pledge validation, commission payouts, and all of that. So it's a really no-brainer option for marketing when you're looking to promote your campaign.
Yeah, I can't thank you. I know you wrote this slide, but I'm going to say thank you, Shelby, for hopping on here, because what's cool about what you just shared too, I know you were going over like Kickbooster's features and all of that, but it was also fantastic because it also kind of gets the wheels churning in terms of, how can I better use this platform? So thank you, Shelby, so much for hopping on today. We're going to move over to the next section. If you want to pop back in during the Q&A section, you're welcome to. And then if not, I know that you're in the Crowdfunded community on Facebook. And so anybody that's watching this, if you guys have questions for Shelby, you can just tag her in the Crowdfunded community. And I know she's down to answer some questions.
Perfect. Well, thanks so much for having me, Tom.
Thank you, Shelby. Take care. I'll see you on the next one.
Talk to you later.
Bye. Awesome. So next up, we have the man, the myth, the legend. Mark, give me a thumbs up if you're ready to rock. There you are. Awesome.
What's going on?
How's it going, Mark?
Going good. How are you doing?
Doing awesome. Awesome. It looks like you got moved into your new spot. It's looking beautiful.
in process of moving it. So it's still a little bit minimal. That's what I'm trying to go here. So
Very cool. Very cool.
There's gonna be a TV over there at some point. Right now, it's have art
Awesome.
against the wall. So.
Well, I love it, man. Well, thank you so much for hopping on here. So, if you guys don't know if people on here don't know who Mark Pecota is, you definitely should. Not just best-selling author of of Crowdfunded, like literally the book on crowdfunding, the bestseller on crowdfunding. He's also the CEO of LaunchBoom, but that's not all. He's just an awesome person. He's an incredible partner. I'm blessed to work with him every single day. He just delivers like a whole nother level to the entire LaunchBoom team and is a fearless leader. And so I know he's even hopped in the group and provided a ton of information. He's written hundreds of articles and things like that. I don't know about hundreds maybe, but hundreds of pages of articles for sure. Hundreds of words, yeah. Definitely helping hundreds of entrepreneurs launch their products on Kickstarter and Indiegogo. So thank you so much for being on, Mark.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and thanks for asking me to be on, and hello everyone that's watching right now. Just always super excited to share knowledge in any way I can. So I just got to give a huge shout out to Tom really quickly, not to just keep going back and forth on this whole LaunchBoom live concept. I think is really awesome. So episode 3 right now, super excited to be a part of it and seeing where this is going to go. So
yeah. Well, thank you, Mark. So I'd love to jump in. So not a lot of people, I know a lot of people know about the crowdfunded book, but not necessarily everybody. Could you give everybody here just kind of like a quick introduction, like, what should they expect from the book? Where can they get it? Just tell people a little bit about it in case they want to go pick up a copy.
Yeah, for sure. So so first off, this is like a very, very comprehensive book. Actually, before I go into more of the details, I'll talk about like how it even came to be. When LaunchBoom first started in 2015, myself and Tom and Will and the rest of the partners and the team, we really talked about how can we differentiate ourselves from everyone else. But it wasn't just about differentiating. It was really about like what really spoke to us. And I guess me speaking personally, it was I want to share as much knowledge as I possibly can with the world, with the community. Everything that we're learning on the front lines, how do we share this with people so that we could empower them to do it themselves? And so really early on, 2015, started writing content. And I'll be honest.
Quora 2.
What was that?
Quora 2.
Quora, yeah, just trying to share in any way I could. But the thing that was most frustrating for me was that even to go a little bit further back when we were getting into this, a lot of the content out there just kind of sucks. To be perfectly honest with you, to better define that, it's a lot of fluff. Like it doesn't really go into details. Other people that were, quote unquote experts in the space, which actually, they were or are, I feel like just weren't going deep enough into really telling you how to do these things or why these strategies work. And so I've always been under the philosophy of like sharing as much as possible because without any fear of someone stealing our secrets or something like that, because it's like everything will come back. I really do believe that. And so anyways, 2015 started sharing a lot of content, focusing a lot on like really, really in-depth content. One of the most popular blog posts that I wrote was called Hacking Kickstarter 2.0, which was a little nod to a really famous article that was on Tim Ferriss's blog called Hacking Kickstarter, which actually got us interested in crowdfunding. It was one of the reasons why we got interested in it. And so went really, really in depth. It was super popular, turned it into an ebook, was one of the most downloaded ebooks we had. And then in, I guess, last year, I'm trying to get this timing right.
It was October last year.
Yeah, it's been a year now. We were on a retreat, and the leadership team challenged me to say, hey, you've already written a lot of content, but what if you'd taken that one step further and turned it into a book? The same methodology of not having, not letting it be any fluff, but really getting into the weeds and being really detailed. Take that and apply it to a book, because no one's really done that. And so, long story short, that's what I did. It's a book that, and I can't take full credit for it because I got tons of feedback and help from the rest of the LaunchBoom team. on this book. I just got to be the one that it kind of went through to make it happen. But I like to say it's like a no BS blueprint to success when it comes to crowdfunding, A to Z, written in a way where it's not, it's getting straight to the point when it comes to how to do these things. And it's written for the most part sequentially, meaning that you follow this process from A to Z, A being, you have your product idea and you want to start, figure out the positioning for it, to Z being you've launched your product and now are even transitioning over to e-commerce. So if you guys can check it out on Amazon is where we're selling it right now. It has, really excited about it. It has 71 5-star reviews, or like a mixture. It has 5 stars, or it's 4.9 or something like that. But yeah, go check it out. It's $10 on Kindle, or $19.99 on paperback. Yeah, I think that's about it when it comes to the book.
Yeah, I'm going to post a link to it if you guys want to go check it out. For wherever you're watching this, if you're on YouTube or anywhere else, you'll be able to get there's an Amazon link that I just shared, so you guys can go check that out. But yeah, check this out, Mark. This is what's coming in. So true, Mark. You guys tell us everything. It's pretty nuts. Just office hours last week. I learned 2 new things never heard before. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, people are loving. Look at this. There you go. That's Andrew. Yeah. So I know Andrew specifically. I know thank you so much, Andrew, for sharing a link as well. Look, Ed's saying highly recommend the book.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
And I know Andrew, he on one of his first office hours, he was saying he was literally going through LaunchBoom Academy and had your book open at the same time. So he had something more tactile to kind of mess with or play with while also going through all of our LaunchBoom Academy stuff. So
yeah, it's a great point. I think a lot of people wonder, can they get the book or Academy? And there's a lot of similar content in both things. If you look at it. The Academy in some cases goes into a
way deeper,
greater degree. But yeah, having both would be great. I'll be honest with you guys, I even have the book by me all the time, not because I'm an egomaniac or something, but because I can reference certain things in the book. Even when I'm doing work, which is really interesting. It's a really good field guide, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it's if you guys would like to see the crowdfunded book turned into a beautiful workbook or something like that and launched via crowdfunding, I'm pushing you, Mark. I'm pushing you live. Let us know in comment below if you would back a crowdfunding campaign for the crowdfunded workbook. If that was actually a thing, would you back that campaign and would you get that workbook? So put comment below and give Mark some love if you would, or if you think that's a terrible idea and wouldn't, let him know as well. That's what the crowdfunding community is all about. But awesome, Mark. Yeah. Anything else? Is there anything we've got one more minute here, and then we're going to hop into the Q&A portion of this. And I know some people do have some great questions. If you guys do have questions as well, please be sure to get those written, and we'll be able to bring those questions on screen and all of that. Yeah. Look at this. People are sure would. Yes. Absolutely. So that's your answer, Mark. Even more, just continuing to come in. So I want to see a beautiful coffee table, but workbook thing that you can write all over, and comes with lots of pens, maybe titanium pens.
If you guys are wondering what it's like behind the scenes at LaunchBoom, it's just a ton of planting seeds.
Yeah.
And trying to get our will done by other people. Tom has this coffee book idea that he really wants to do.
I want it.
So,
yeah, that's how this happened too. It's guys, we should do a summit. Okay, fine.
I appreciate all your guys' engagement and support as well, and everyone that's read the book. I really do appreciate it. I know some of you on here have left reviews and told other people about it, so I just want to tell you guys thank you. Seriously, really appreciate it.
Awesome.
I guess there's nothing else that I have to say about the book in general. I think going into the Q&A portion right now might be good, Tom.
Yep. No, absolutely. Because I'm sure people have some great questions. So I'm going to bring Shelby back on as well. So Mark, meet Shelby from Kick Booster.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing very well. Thank you.
So we're going to do Q&A. Before we jump in, though, again, I want to give everybody a chance right now to put questions in chat, wherever you are. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, I can see them all. Super cool technology. And so if you are here and you have questions, I know some questions got answered earlier, so I'll scroll up and grab those. I know a couple people in the crowdfunded community had questions that we wanted to answer, so go ahead and get those there. We've got Shelby from Kickbooster. She can answer questions if you've got Kickbooster questions. We got Mark from LaunchBoom and myself, and so we will be able to get your questions answered. Before I jump into that, though, I want to talk about the giveaway really quickly. So last week we gave away an hour coaching call, and the winner was it was posted in the crowdfunded community Facebook group, and the winner was Marina Prospero. So congratulations, Marina. You won an hour-long coaching session with yours truly. Please, again, as posted in the crowdfunding group, shoot me an email and we will set up a time to chat. And so what we're going to be doing for next week, we're going to be doing something a little similar to that. You're going to be getting an hour coaching call and a signed copy of Mark's book. So if you want a signed copy of Mark's book and you want an hour coaching call, here is how you can do that. So
I didn't even know that. So
you don't even know that.
Yeah,
I'm going to see you on Monday, Mark. I'm seeing you on Monday, so I'm getting you to sign that book. So, so last week the question they had to answer was what was their favorite color. Do you have a question, Mark, that you'd like them to answer in order for a chance to win this? They're going to be commenting below. Last week I had them write, I want to win, the link to their campaign, and then their favorite color. Do you have like a question or fun fact or something that you want everybody to answer? Once
COVID-19 travel restrictions lift, where are you going to travel to first?
Awesome. That's fantastic. So I want to know, again, just put a link. So put a link to your website, your landing page, your crowdfunding campaign, whatever, and then write as soon as the travel bans lift, where you want to go, and that will give you a chance to win a signed copy of Mark's book and an hour-long coaching call with yours truly. So go ahead and do that. But please wait until after the Q&A, because I don't want to bury all the questions in those things. So it was a little difficult last time. So wait, don't comment yet, but you will as soon as the Q&A is over. So let's get into some of these questions. Cool. So here we go. Awesome. So this is an awesome question. Customer awareness tool helps me understand the logic behind LaunchBoom's advertising tactics. Now I'd like to review some live pre-launch campaigns to reflect on real-life examples. Is there a directory of live/pre campaigns that LaunchBoom is running? Same with Kickbooster, sharing some case studies. So I'll answer the first question, and then let Shelby answer the second as far as case studies go. So for the first one, I'm actually going to teach you something that hopefully maybe Joe might cover next week on LaunchBoom Live as like a full section. But I want to show you really quickly. You can actually snipe any page on Facebook. You can see exactly what ads they are running. So not only can you see ours, but you can see like literally any LaunchBoom competitor, any live ads, any of that stuff is the best way to do this. And so I'm going to, again, you guys can see my screen. Give me a second here to get this set up. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to Facebook. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go to the Facebook page that may be running the ads. So for example, for us, that's probably Tom's Interesting Finds. Again, there's like top crowdfunding projects, or again, Indiegogo, for example, is running ads all the time. So you literally just go to Indiegogo on Facebook, and here I will show you. So you can see my screen here. You'll scroll down, so you'll see. Dang, look at that epic page reach. 7 million people reached in the last 30 days via Tom's Finds. That's epic. But if you come down here, look at page transparency, select see all, then scroll down, click on go to ad library. And there you have it. So you can see a bunch of pre-campaigns, test booms, full programs, all sorts of fun stuff. So again, it's like a whole range of different things. You've got, of course, some of our scale boom clients in here, test booms. But if I were to, like, for example, select this one, there you have a landing page. So that's a great way to find a, wow, that is a beautiful landing page. Great work, team. You guys crushed it. But yeah, so again, this is a great way to do that. So hopefully that answers your question. Second part, Shelby, any case studies from Kickbooster?
No case studies for the pre-launch section of it, but if you head over to kickbooster.me and go to our marketplace, we actually do have a tab underneath called Coming Soon. And these are campaigns that are planning to launch a referral program, but they're not live on Kickstarter and Indiegogo yet. So if you're trying to see anyone that's up and coming, it's a good place to look, especially to direct like affiliates at, so that they can get a sense of what's coming and start preparing. Our affiliate program as of right now is only live while your campaign is live, including in demand and e-commerce as well. But I would still really, really highly recommend spending at least a few weeks leading up to your campaign, starting to onboard those affiliates. So despite not actually having like a pre-launch campaign for them, it's never too early to start like promoting your referral program and getting them in the door. But as far as case studies go, we actually do have a section on the website as well called Success Stories. So you can reference that to see some of the campaigns that we've worked with and some of the results that they've actually seen through it.
Yep. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Shelby. Mark, here's some fun questions for you. So there's a fun one about your hair, but we'll get to that in a second. So first we have roughly how much would your ad spend be before you have a good idea of what your CPL, CPR is during pre-launch? And then leading that into, is there a good way to use your profit margin or revenue to calculate what a good CPL, CPR might be? And so for those of you who don't know what he means by those metrics, CPL is cost per lead, CPR is cost per reservation. Mark, question is yours.
So what we found is during our test boom process, we have a $3,000 ad budget that we use. And so, Tom, do you mind putting the first question up again?
Sure. No problem.
Yep. So, yeah, so this is a great question. And we've tested this quite a bit in our test boom process. And so, again, $3,000 ad budget is what we use to get a really good idea of not only what the CPL and CPR will be for the pre-launch, but really how some type of market validation of how successful this campaign is going to be. Because that amount of budget, we've found that the CPL and CPR don't typically change too much once you scale to larger budgets, say $15,000 to $25,000 during pre-launch. And so you can use that CPL and CPR metrics that you get to put into some type of model to predict what your expected revenue will be, and then expected return on ad spend will be once the campaign actually goes live. So $3,000 to answer simply is what we use. Yeah, is there any way to use your profit margin or revenue to calculate what a good CPL and CPR might be? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so when it comes down to it, you want to model everything out. So when I'm talking about, again, that $3,000 ad budget, what we actually do during our test boom process is say we spend $3,000, and then what we're going to do is get the metrics back. So we got this amount of leads, this amount of reservations back. So we have this cost per lead, this cost per reservation. And then in our model, we're making assumptions of what portion of the VIPs, which are the people who put down the $1 reservation, are going to convert into a backer, then what portion of the non-VIPs, which is everyone else, are going to convert into a backer. You should expect that the VIPs will convert at a higher rate, let's say like 30%, and then the non-VIPs is like 1%. From there, you get your amount of backers that you're going to have, or your expected amount of backers. Next, you're going to take, and I'm getting to your question, don't worry. Next, you're going to take what your expected average order value is going to be, and you times that by the number of expected backers to get then your expected revenue. You take your expected revenue and divide that by your actual budget, your ad budget. It's like the $3,000. And that's where you get the expected return on ad spend. Now, where your profit margin comes into play, like this is where you want to understand, what is your profit margin? So what's your cost of goods sold? If you got this return on ad spend or this expected return on ad spend, would you still be profitable at the end of the day? So you want to take all those numbers into account. And the best way to do this is to take everything I just said and put this into a Google Sheet. And we have these built out. And we talk about this in the book. We talk about this. I think we have blog posts about this too that are free.
Academy, big time though.
Yeah, but if not, you can email me and I can just lay it out. It's pretty simple, but you'll just want to create a model in like an Excel spreadsheet. Then you can plug in your cost of goods and you can understand what your profit margins may be. So it's kind of a long answer, but it's fairly straightforward if you get the model down.
That was awesome. Thanks for going through that, Mark. So we are a little over time. Mark, Shelby, you guys okay if we go like 3 minutes over? We've got 2 more questions here.
Yep, good for me.
Okay, awesome. So I just want to get we get 2 more questions answered. So next one is, Kickstarter undoubtedly is a different market to general e-commerce. Could you speak about what the Kickstarter market backers generally look for that is different to general e-commerce? Mark, do you want to take that one? Or shall we?
If you want to.
I can.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I can hit it. So it is different. So traditionally, Kickstarter people want new stuff. That's a big one, right? So if it's something that you can easily get somewhere else, Amazon, e-commerce, then it's not a good fit for Kickstarter. So it's got to be innovative in some way, shape, or form. Usually over-engineered products around $100 average order value or higher is traditionally what works well. Think of it as like the core demographic is primarily men, although there are plenty of female backers as well, but primarily men aged 25 to 45 that are looking for like really cool stuff. And the purchase experience is usually more of like an impulse buy, but again, an impulse buy that's like a $2,000 electric bicycle. So it's people that do have a lot of revenue, but they're not going to do a ton of like research necessarily comparing it to other products other than what you have on your page. And a lot of times they will land and then purchase immediately. And so you want to look at something that's really innovative, different, really well engineered, has a really passionate story behind it, and solves a problem well. Those are kind of like all the elements that I would look for in an awesome like product, right? It's not just something that is a commodity. It's something that's like special and has passion and heart and beautiful design behind it and solves a problem.
Yeah, it's like usually the products I feel like that are extremely popular for people to get into on Amazon, for instance, are much different than what works really well on Indiegogo or Kickstarter. Yeah, it's like 100%. There's usually a lot of those. I'm not an Amazon expert, but I feel like there's a lot more just like basic, almost like tchotchke type commodity products that do extremely well on Amazon, and that's not really what you're looking for on crowdfunding.
Right. You're looking for a high AOV too, high average order value. Okay, so last question here. Hey, question. I'm in the 85% process of finalizing the main video and Kickstarter campaign. Does everything need to be set up first, or do we begin to hash out strategy beforehand? Mark, I'll let you answer this one.
Finalize the main video.
I think what they're saying is so they've done the video and the Kickstarter campaign page, but it doesn't sound like they're doing a pre-launch. When should they start thinking about doing a pre-launch, or when should they start marketing?
Right now.
You're late.
Yeah, I'd say, definitely you want to hash out the strategy beforehand. And don't worry, this is a very common thing. I feel like a lot of people end up doing this. So like, hey, I've created my whole campaign page, I've created my video, and then I'm going to go think about my pre-launch marketing, like setting up the coming soon page on Kickbooster and doing the pre-launch advertising. The thing is, though, that your campaign page and your video should be influenced by what you found out during your pre-launch marketing. So, what we find is that when you actually go out and start to advertise your product, we use advertising as the primary channel for driving or for building a community pre-launch. It's during the advertising process that you're able to test out your product positioning, test out your audience targeting. and you get to learn who is actually engaging with your ads the most, and what positioning is working the best. And then you get to take that information and apply it to your campaign page and apply it to your campaign video. And so, I mean, you may be like hitting it on the head like 70% of the way there in terms of your positioning right now with all that data. But think about if you could get it all the way there, or like very close, by doing some of this pre-launch work and then having that influence your creative. So I would start doing it right now. Answer simply.
Yep. Well said. Yeah, and you either use LaunchBoom, the agency, or LaunchBoom Academy to like really support and guiding you through that process, or of course Mark's book. So that's it, and that is all the time we have for today. Mark, Shelby, thank you guys so much for hopping on, for sharing your wisdom, sharing your knowledge. This is so much fun. And again, a reminder to everybody who's been watching. Now is the time if you want to win a signed copy of Mark's book, and if you want to win a hour-long coaching call with yours truly, me, please comment with a link to whatever your page is or your website, as well as where you want to travel to once COVID-19 is over. And so go for it. Right, yeah. But
Shelby, do you want to sign something too? We can send it out.
Sure, I'll sign anything. Can ship it up here to Canada and I'll send it right back down.
Yeah.
Or Shelby, if people want to get in contact with you, learn more about Kickbooster or sign up for Kickbooster, where can they go?
Easiest way is just going straight to our website. We have a live chat function, and if you chat in through there, you can even mention me directly and it'll just get eventually redirected to my inbox. So that would probably be the path of least resistance. Otherwise, simple email, it's just shelby@kickbooster.me. So you can reach me directly there as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Shelby. Thank you, Mark. Anything else you guys want to add, say to the community before we hop off?
Just thanks again for having me. This was great. Thanks, Tom and Mark and the whole LaunchBoom team. This is super, super valuable, and it's amazing that you guys are giving away this knowledge for free. So everyone listening, definitely take advantage of all of these resources because these guys know what they're talking about.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Shelby. Appreciate it. And thank you, everyone, for watching and engaging as well. Thanks, Tom.
Awesome. Take care, everybody. Have a great one, and see you guys all next week with Joe Pierny.
See you later.
Bye.